course.
Here, but there's a couple fish. Something came back.
As we continue to fish and find these protected areas, you know, they weren't just protected in that the water was clear, but also it's a little bit protected from the breeze, and we were able to see down underneath that ripple in the water and see those redfish a little better. It's always good to try those lee areas when you're sight fishing.
There's one coming out.
There he is. Bam! Nice fish too, Scott.
All right, Jason, I'm gonna let your end just swing out to where this other clean water is, and then I'll power pole right there. Oh, that's a gar.
Fishing with somebody like Scott, you can't help but learn an awful lot. Somebody who's on the water all the time and also has that knack for fishing. Not just experience, but also it's almost an intangible quality or attribute that certain fishermen have where they can just make that fish eat. And you can learn from folks like that. It's always a great opportunity to go out with a professional angler. Plus, Scott's a lot of fun to be around.
Maybe a little better fish. He doesn't have the belly, but he might have the length. He ate that. There was just a little clear pocket in there, and he was just swimming out real slow and put a little cast, and he just nailed it. That's what we come down here for.
One of the things I learned on this trip was how to sight fish with a spinnerbait. A spinnerbait is a bait that I used to normally just blind cast with, but Scott used that spinnerbait. It's kept itself up out of the grass. It didn't get hung up quite as much, kept the bait off the bottom, and also it would hold in a certain pattern. It wouldn't get blown around as much by the wind. He shows how to effectively sight fish with a spinnerbait.
There he is.
Little rat red. Spinner. Now that I didn't want to do. Come on, buddy. Ah. This is what we call a rat red. He's just getting started. He's got a long way to go before he gets to be a big guy. Blind cast fish too. I never saw him. How can you imagine me not seeing one from up here?
Drop it right there, Jason. Oh, I got one.
Oh, he hit it.
Come on, get a double, Jason.
I missed my fish.
We're going in hard.
I just didn't
We're ramming. Everybody hold on.
I didn't quite let him take it long enough. And I don't know where he went.
Coming back there, buddy. See him?
Maybe it's just a dust cloud. I thought it was a floater, but it's just a dust cloud.
We need a double, Jason.
I'm working, I'm looking.
Come on, Jason, come on. These are the toughest fish to catch. It's taking experienced anglers like ourselves to catch them. I think a little 24-inch fish.
Well, this trip was different because I really didn't have to think a whole lot. Scott had the game plan, he had the boat, and so we just sort of let him take us wherever he wanted to go to look to pre-fish. And so we were along for the ride, and it was really relaxing to go that way. But at the same time, I learned a lot. I was constantly asking questions and trying to learn how Scott got to be such a good angler and get tips and pointers on how to make these redfish bite and what's the best bait to use in a particular circumstance. All right, Scott.